Point of the matter is, ain't nobody looking for no real peace. They're looking for materialistic things that can give them peace. Drugs, alcohol, sex, different things like that. Entertainment, bread and circus, like a bunch of circus freaks. Well, you're gonna find that within God, the true comfort, that true, what you're looking for, that love and that peace. You're only gonna find that in God. So let's get ready to talk a little bit about this. It's not gonna be too long, but this is not meant to be a short, like I said earlier. And I make these videos because not only when I go back and watch them later and months from now is gonna help me, the word and the information I'm spitting out there through divine inspiration, but it's gonna help other people. It's gonna help my kids. That's what I like about recording things like this, because it's timeless. So what I want to tell y'all is you need to watch the people that you put yourself around. Some people are involuntary witches. They can drain your soul, drain your energy, everything. Always talking about witches and sorcery and such. Well, that's what it is. That's what we find. Witches. A lot of those people in the bars be draining your energy. Some of them you think they're your best buddy, your best friend, and it's really only because you never found a true friend. So you hang out with these people. I've done it 1,000 times until I started weeding them out and kind of cutting their asses off. You know when you do that, you become happy, and your connection with God and your time with God becomes better. You appreciate it better. It's more precious and means a lot more. You get more from it. You don't have those people who have always been cinder blocks on your spiritual growth anymore. So this is a beautiful church right here. St. Cecilin's Church. I didn't know I would end up walking here. This is beautiful. You know, just watch. I'd rather be doing something like what I'm doing right now. The birds, beautiful historic sites. Look at these graves, tombs. You see? Beautiful. Peaceful. See, dead folks ain't gonna mess with you. But one thing I can say is a lot of them people back in them days, they were drinking and they were doing bad things, and just as bad as how people are doing today. And they're in the graveyard. We all will be in the graveyard one day. Can't escape that. I like to bring that subject up. So that's all I wanted to say. Association in places where you take yourself. Just, you gotta take that serious, you know? Because the majority of people, meaning over half of humans, are not looking for their intentions ain't for your good. Their intentions is for their own good and what they think is their own good, which in most cases got something to do with something materialistic or something based off of their own ego. It could be your own family members. That's what people have to understand too. Your own family members a lot of times ain't good for you. You know, I wouldn't be where I am right now playing music and seeing the world, being open and being, how you want to put it, brave and open and courageous to go do things on my own, to start my own recording publishing company, to go see and to join bands and work my way up to actually being able to play music in order to keep myself fed and pay my bills and feed my daughter and whatever it takes for my kids, you know? And if I was just to sit here and only relied on my family for encouragement or support or anything when it comes to extracurricular arts or anything, they didn't support me much. Now, they did tell me they were proud of me, and I impressed them a little bit. But a lot of them are also jealous and a bunch of haters. So, for the most part, my family's not who I look to for that. It's people who I became family with in the world and friends. My family, we're family. And family have an unspoken whatever relationship, love that you don't really have to say much about. So nothing against them. It's just that they're not the ones for that. And that's obvious because when I was a kid, they just were not the ones for that. It was other people took me under their wings and put me on the right track. You know, every weekend that I could, I got away from home. I got away from the family property and all the misery and cursing and complaining and I'm depressed, my back hurts, which some of that stuff kind of like bled off on me, the complaining culture. And I went out and learned to, it's just really funny, y'all, because some people get mixed up between if you address things or you bring up issues and problems, whether that's complaining or not, this and that, crybaby. I don't really care. I just know by now at the age of 42 what's right and what's wrong and what's good and bad. And I don't need opinions of those who molded me as when I was a kid to think a certain way, because I've heard opinions, but also straight truth and knowledge and wisdom from people from all over the world. I speak 3 different languages, you know? It's just like I make people smile. I make people smile in 3 different languages, you know? The gift of tongues. I speak in tongues, basically. I can preach the gospel in Creole, French, and English. That's God-given. That's not family. That's not something my family gave me, that ability. That's the Holy Spirit. So if your family and friends don't give you nothing that makes you want to be closer to God and more godly-like, it might not be the best people for you. And that's the problem that we have, a lot of us. We don't know how to separate ourselves from blood ties or people that we went to school with in our neighborhood, you know. That's why I feel sorry for a lot of people who live in the hood, or what we call the hood. But for the people who live in the unfortunate parts of town, shall I say. And yes, it is unfortunate. It's pretty messed up. You know, get out and about. I'm by myself in Wales, the only black person walking around here, and I ain't thinking about that or nothing. I just brought it up because a lot of people even have a issue with that. Oh, I ain't from here. Anybody want to come walking with me? Because I'm scared. Even the same thing, it don't matter what color you are. Even somebody just you know, they're just not used to doing things or having courage or an adventurous mind. You know, get out and about. There are great people in this world. Over half of them are no good, but you will find people who will just great. And it reminds you of how what we have in us naturally. We have humans have great qualities. God made us in his image. It's just that we choose not to practice the good things. You know, a lot of humans choose to dissociate themselves with people who ain't gonna make them grow spiritually and make them better people or mature. They decide to hang out with these people. I used to do it all the time. I don't play that no more. People say, hey, you think you're better than me? Or you think you're whatever, this and that. I'm definitely probably spiritually more progressed than you are. And I ain't gonna sit here and say or brag on myself and be boastful. But you ask the question, you're gonna get the answer. Some people just go, no, I don't mean nothing by that. No, screw that. I'm gonna tell you straight up. That's why the words came out of my mouth. So take that with y'all. Like, subscribe, and send this around. It could help others that you may know who are under the influences of others in bad situations in their association and places where they go. But also, just those who don't have a leader spirit, who need some encouragement and need to know that they do have dignity and they have God in them. Get up. Make a move. I'll just pray. Only pray. Sit back and pray. Yeah, you can do that. Yes, it's one of the most important things to talk to God. But what, you go sit there and talk to your dad and say, Dad, the grass is growing. I need to cut it. Dad, I'm behind in work. I need to do something. You go sit there and just tell your dad that all the time. Dad, this is what's going on. Give me the strength. Blah, 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 blah. God wants to see you get up and try and do something. Because he didn't just make you a being that sits there and uses your brain. He gave you 5 fingers on each hand. Those of us who have it, grace of God. He gave me 6 on each hand. Just that the extra ones were not functional. Let me get off all this stuff. But y'all get my point. Bye. Peace.